Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this.
Liverpool drop Mo Salah from squad as Red superstar edges closer to Anfield exit. Mohamed Salah's future at Liverpool is looking increasingly uncertain after he was left out of the squad for the Champions League tie against Inter Milan. Salah rocked the boat on Saturday by openly criticizing Arne Slot's decision to leave him on the bench for the last 3 games, and the club have now responded. The 33-year-old has played just 45 minutes of Liverpool's last 3 Premier League matches, after Slot opted to drop him. He sat out of the 2-0 win over West Ham, played the second half of the 1-1 draw against Sunderland and was again used in the 3-3 draw against Leeds on the weekend. Salah decided to voice his displeasure to reporters at Elland Road, claiming he had been thrown under the bus by Slot, with whom he no longer had a relationship. The Egypt star, who is set to jet off to the Africa Cup of Nations next week, effectively put the ball in the club's court. They have now responded by leaving him out of the travelling squad, who flew to Milan on Monday evening ahead of Tuesday's game against Inter. Salah trained with his teammates on Merseyside on Monday, but was then left behind. Liverpool are said to be open-minded on Salah's future ahead of the January transfer window opening in the new year. The forward signed a new 2-year contract, worth around £350,000 per week, in April, but hinted at a possible departure when speaking on Saturday. Sitting on the bench, "I don't know why, it seems like the club has thrown me under the bus," he said. "That's how I feel it. I think it's very clear that someone wants me to get all the blame. The club promised me in the summer for a lot of promises and nothing. So far, I'm on the bench 3 games. So I can't say that they keep the promise. I said that many times before. I had a good relationship with the manager and all of a sudden we don't have any relationship. I don't know why. It seems to me, how I see it, that someone doesn't want me in the club. But again, this club, I always support it. My kids will always support it. I love the club so much and I will always do." Salah has been strongly linked with a move to Saudi Arabia previously, and the league is the most likely destination in 2026. Given his sky-high wage demands, Slot has replaced Salah with midfielder Dominic Szoboszlai on the right side of attack in recent games to try and create more defensive solidity. He feels his decision has been a simple tactical one and has tried to keep Salah on side, but his absence from the squad to play Inter is telling. Liverpool played the Italian side in the Champions League on Tuesday before facing Brighton in the Premier League on Saturday. Salah is then due to head off to FCON with Egypt. Slot will speak to the media in a pre-match press conference after arriving in Milan on Monday evening. But Inter boss Christian Chivu has already addressed the major talking point. "We all know what he represents for Liverpool and for the world of football," he said on Monday. "It's not my concern. I know that they have players who can replace him, and that Liverpool will therefore maintain a high level as they always have done throughout their history." Liverpool open talks to sign one of Bundesliga's best for 50 meters, sources. Nico Schlotterbeck's agency have held initial talks with a host of clubs looking ahead to a potential move in the summer of 2026, and his list of potential next clubs does include Liverpool. "We can confirm, Schlotterbeck's current contract at Borussia Dortmund is due to expire in 2027, but he has thus far shunned their advances over a new contract." Schlotterbeck's team are not ruling out signing a new deal at the Signal Iduna Park, but he wants to know the options that could be available to him should he move. Bayern Munich have emerged as firm favorites for the German international, but Real Madrid and Barcelona are linked. But there is Premier League interest too, and we can confirm that contact has been made with Liverpool, who have been on his trail for more than 12 months. Liverpool go into 2026 with huge central defensive needs, and they could very well be signing 2 new defenders over the next 2 transfer windows. And Schlotterbeck is very much on their radar, unlike 2 other Liverpool targets, Mark Guehi and Dayot Upamecano, who are both potentially available on free transfers next summer. Schlotterbeck is likely to cost close to £50 million should Dortmund agree to a sale. Nico Schlotterbeck to Liverpool team talk were ahead of the curve when reporting on Liverpool's interest in Schlotterbeck back on November 11th. Our insider, Fraser Fletcher, confirmed Schlotterbeck, who was named in 3 of the last 4 Bundesliga teams of the season, had increasing chances to depart as his contract winds down. A lucrative offer, as ever, could tempt Dortmund, who are no stranger to cashing in on their best players for huge profits. A move to the Premier League is more than possible, and sources told us Liverpool would have a say in where the left-footer ends up. Furthermore, the fact he is left-footer makes him extra attractive too. Liverpool, who will eventually need to replace Virgil van Dijk on the left side of their centre-back pairing. Latest Liverpool news, Mohamed Salah. In other news, a prominent and trusted journalist has been informed of the real reason Mohamed Salah spoke out on Saturday night. The reporter also revealed whether Salah's secret plan will work. Sticking to Salah, it has now been confirmed the winger has been axed from Liverpool's squad to face Inter Milan in the Champions League on Tuesday night. Finally, Liverpool fans have had their say on who they're backing in the Salah versus Slot feud, and Team Talk's panel of writers have weighed in on which of Slot and Salah will leave Liverpool first. Real Madrid makes Xabi Alonso decision as Liverpool faces pressure over Arne Slot. Real Madrid could fire Xabi Alonso after just 7 months, and securing a victory against Manchester City is imperative if he wants to retain his status as head coach. Madrid was stunned at home on Sunday, losing 2-0 to Celta Vigo and falling 4 points behind Barcelona in the La Liga standings. Although Madrid has won 11 of 16 league games and 4 of 5 in the Champions League, Alonso is reportedly under severe pressure to improve the team's results, according to Marca. Another head coach under the spotlight is Arne Slot, as Liverpool's poor form continued away to Leeds United on Saturday, with the team settling for a 3-3 draw despite leading 2-0 in the second half. Slot has also been questioned by Mohamed Salah, who gave a damning post-game interview after being left on the bench. Liverpool is 9th in the Premier League standings, and since making a flawless start to the season, winning the first 7 games in all competitions, the team has struggled. Slot reportedly has the backing of the Liverpool board despite the rough patch, but Salah claimed he has no relationship with the Dutch coach. Salah, who delighted fans when agreeing to a 2-year contract extension last season, has been benched by Slot in 3 straight games. The Egyptian has barely missed a game for Liverpool since arriving from AS Roma in 2017, and Salah has now confirmed rumors of a rift behind the scenes. Although Slot has full backing, an unsettled Salah has put a serious strain on the club, as it's unlikely that both can continue without change. Liverpool does not want to lose Salah or for his tenure to end this way, but changing head coach would also be a risky move. However, if Madrid loses against Man City on Wednesday in the Champions League, Alonso could be relieved of his duties. Alonso, a former Liverpool player, was a top candidate to replace Jurgen Klopp before the club hired Slot, when Liverpool approached Alonso in 2024. The Spaniard opted to stay in Germany with Bayer Leverkusen for another season. Alonso then agreed to become Madrid's head coach in 2025, signing a 3-year contract with the La Liga giants. Liverpool is invested in Slot, but although some fans have called for him to be fired, the lack of available coaches was a concern. If Madrid does part ways with Alonso, the Spaniard would be a natural fit for Liverpool. It remains to be seen how Salah's role will be impacted after his devastating interview, in which he claimed that he has been thrown under the bus by Liverpool. The Egyptian alleged that he's been used as a scapegoat for the club's poor form, despite playing just 45 minutes across Liverpool's last 3 Premier League games. Although Salah's form has dipped this season, he was given assurances about his role when he agreed to an extension last season. "I got a lot of promises in the summer, and so far I am on the bench for 3 games, so I can't say they keep the promise," he added. "I don't have to go every day fighting for my position because I earned it. I am not bigger than anyone, but I earn my position. It's football. It is what it is." Salah also hinted that he may not be a Liverpool player after the Africa Cup of Nations, with his return from the competition coinciding with the January transfer window. Salah believes that Slot doesn't want him at the club, and their relationship has gone from being strong to non-existent. Mohamed Salah has already been told he's perfect fit for Saudi Pro League team. Mohamed Salah has been tipped as an ideal addition to Al Hilal. Amid escalating rumors of a January move to the Saudi Pro League, the striker's future at Liverpool has been cast into uncertainty following his explosive remarks after Saturday's 3-3 draw with Leeds. Despite not playing, the Egyptian gave a blistering post-match interview where he criticized both the club and manager Arne Slot. Salah alleged that his relationship with Slot had completely deteriorated and accused Liverpool of using him as a scapegoat for the team's recent dip in form. Speculation about Salah moving to the Saudi Pro League has been rife for some time. His contract extension in April seemed to quell these rumors. But the possibility of a transfer appears to be back on the table. Al Hilal, previously rumored to have contemplated a bid for the 33-year-old, is thought to be a leading contender for his signature. Former Al Hilal manager Jorge Jesus' comments indicate that they would gladly welcome Salah. "I would like to have Salah at Al Hilal. He has a way of playing that fits the team," Jesus stated in February this year, just weeks prior. He had suggested that while Salah wouldn't be joining them in January, a future move could be on the cards. Mo Salah or other big players will not come this winter, but maybe for next season, he said. Al Hilal is on the hunt for a marquee forward following Neymar's exit earlier this year, and Salah has long been considered an ideal candidate. He would find a familiar face at Al Hilal in the form of former Liverpool striker Darwin Núñez, who made the move to the club over the summer. The team also boasts former Manchester City fullback Joao Cancelo and ex-Chelsea centre-back Kalidou Koulibaly. But since Jesus declared his interest in Salah, there has been a managerial shake-up at the club, with former Inter Milan coach Simone Inzaghi stepping in over the summer. Jesus has since relocated to Al Nassr and may try to entice Salah to join him there. Such a transfer would set up an exciting prospect for Salah and football fans worldwide, potentially allowing him to play alongside not only Cristiano Ronaldo, but also former Liverpool colleague Sadio Mane. However, competition for spots would be intense, with former Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman and ex-Chelsea forward Joao Felix also part of the squad. Based on his recent remarks, battling for a starting position might not appeal to Salah. The two-time PFA Player of the Year described being left out of the starting lineup for 3 matches as not acceptable, asserting that his standing at Liverpool should exempt him from having to prove his worth every week. Salah's explosive remarks have cast doubt over his future at Liverpool, while the club remains hopeful that a reconciliation with Slot can be achieved. If that proves impossible, a January exit, whether on loan or permanently, appears increasingly probable. Real Madrid propose explosive Salah exchange and bombshell January offer for selfish Liverpool star. Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah could be offered the opportunity to leave Anfield in January by La Liga giants Real Madrid, according to reports. It has been a stressful season for everyone involved at Anfield, with the Reds struggling to get anywhere near the form which saw them comfortably win the Premier League title last term. After winning their first 7 matches in all competitions, Liverpool have now only won one of their last 15 games in all competitions. A 3-3 draw against Leeds United on Saturday was painful enough after conceding a late goal, but Salah's comments about the CL in the aftermath was a devastating blow for a club low on morale. Salah aimed most of his frustration at the club for throwing him under the bus, while he insisted he no longer has a relationship with Liverpool boss Slot. That has already led to rumors he could join Saudi Arabian side Al Hilal, who have a historic interest in the exhibition, while Major League Soccer side San Diego are also rumored to be interested. And now Spanish website Fichajes insists that Real Madrid could take advantage of the crisis at Liverpool by making a bid of their own for Salah. The La Liga giants have entered the race for what could become one of the most impactful moves of the winter transfer window and proposed an explosive exchange. The report adds, the club is struggling offensively on the right flank, and Salah fits the bill as an immediate and renowned solution. His experience on the biggest stages, his goal-scoring prowess, and his leadership make him a very tempting option for the Bernabeu side to make the operation viable. The possibility of including Rodrigo in a swap deal that would shake up the transfer market is not ruled out. The Brazilian is highly valued by Liverpool and could serve as a generational replacement at Anfield. An exchange of this magnitude would benefit both parties and mark a turning point in the sporting plans of the 2 European giants. Meanwhile, Mohamed Salah remains silent, but his future seems increasingly distant from Liverpool. Former Tottenham defender Stephen Kelly reckons Salah has thrown the team under the bus with his comments and insists it's hard to understand what is going on in that camp. Either Mohamed Salah wants to go and he feels this is the way to get it, which is a strange situation, or else he's just completely self-centered. which I think may be the case. Strikers have to have a bit of selfishness about them. On the pitch, when it works, it's fine, you're scoring goals. But he said he's been thrown under the bus. If anything, he's thrown the team under the bus. His comments have caused carnage in what is already a really tough situation for Liverpool. There's a lot going on behind the scenes at Liverpool. It's hard to understand what is going on in that camp for one of your star players. Not only to be failing to perform on the pitch, but to be saying things like this off the pitch. It's really hard to reconcile. I'm not sure how to get back from this. Former Premier League striker Jay Bothroyd reckons Salah has been selfish with his comments and is taking liberties after being handed a new contract by the club. Bothroyd added, "Everyone wants to play football, but the way he's carried himself, you can criticize that. To me that wasn't good. That was exactly what I always thought about Mo Salah, to be perfectly honest. He is a player that's all about him. Selfish. But when you're scoring the goals, no one questions that. When you're performing, no one questions your attitude. You can pretty much do what you want. But now the goals have dried up and he's not performing well. We're just seeing the Salah that has always been there, one that thinks about himself. It's a poor time to say what you're going to say. Liverpool have rewarded him with a 2-year contract. I call that a retirement contract. I thank you for what you've done, and now he's taking liberties with it. It's sad to see. He can ruin his legacy because of it."
Thank you for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.